You are listening to This Week in Taiwan. I'm Eloise Phillips. Every Saturday, we break down the biggest stories making headlines across the country, from politics and economics to culture and the unexpected. Whether you're tuning in from Taipei or halfway around the world, we've got you covered with what you need to know to stay in the loop. The Foreign Ministry, or MOFA, stated Monday that 252 Taiwanese citizens were evacuated home by plane on Sunday amid the escalating tensions in the Middle East. So far, the Foreign Ministry reports that 1,838 Taiwanese have been safely returned to Taiwan, with 50 citizens remaining in need of evacuation assistance. The ministry assures that it will maintain close contact and provide all necessary assistance to those in need, and again urges citizens to avoid or evacuate the region. Just over a week after the United States and Israel launched a joint attack on Iran, the situation has only continued to escalate. On Monday, MOFA noted that Iran has continued missile and drone strikes on Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar and Kuwait. The ministry added that open airspace and commercial flights are likely to change as the situation develops, and urged any Taiwanese in the area to leave for Taiwan as soon as possible via commercial flights. Those needing assistance are directed to contact the local representative office. MOFA spokesperson Xiao Kwangwei said,
"Currently, our overseas representative offices in the region will continue to provide any necessary assistance to Taiwanese citizens."
Since last Thursday, 42 Taiwanese stranded in Qatar have been successfully escorted to Saudi Arabia, where the representative office staff are employing all efforts to ensure they can safely return home. Those overseas in need should contact their nearest representative office for assistance. Families of overseas Taiwanese can also call the MOFA 24/7 toll-free emergency hotline at +886 800 085 095 for assistance. At a meeting with representatives from the biomedical industry at the National Biotechnology and Medicine Care Quality Awards ceremony this Monday, President Lai Ching-te said he has instructed the cabinet to plan a 4-year plan for national pharmaceutical resilience. Lai said,
"We plan to invest 24 billion NT dollars and will build a drug supply defense line for Taiwan through domestic production for domestic use, smart regulation, and internal alliances."
The goal of the initiative is to boost industry momentum, drive a $1 trillion economy, and make Taiwan an indispensable partner in the global biomedical supply chain. Lai emphasized that as Taiwan's first president with a physician background, one of his most important responsibilities is actively promoting a healthier Taiwan. To this end, he is working to build a more comprehensive and robust national health insurance, or NHI, and healthcare system, cultivate outstanding medical professionals, and develop the biomedical industry into another pillar protecting the nation. Regarding NHI, the president said that the total budget for the system has increased from $27.8 billion in 2024 to $29.5 billion in 2025, and will reach $31.4 billion this year. Per Lai, the main goal of improving the NHI system is to improve compensation for medical professionals. The Health Ministry has already raised payments for internal medicine, surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics and critical care. He also emphasized that alongside a strong healthcare system and skilled medical professionals, a thriving biomedical industry is necessary for support. Lai said the government is working on relevant amendments and legislation in addition to implementing a 5-year plan focused on promoting smart healthcare. Lai said the government will continue supporting innovation, research, and real-world applications in the industry, promote smart and digital transformation, strengthen healthcare resilience and accessibility, and help Taiwan's technologies reach the international stage. As Taiwan looks towards net zero by 2050, the Environment Ministry and Education Ministry have joined hands to launch the country's first online climate change course exclusively for high school students. Environment Minister Peng Chi-ming explained that the course aims to teach high schoolers the latest climate policy and diverse perspectives and cultivate a generation capable of taking meaningful climate action. Peng said that building climate literacy among young people is the most important survival skill the government can give the next generation. He said,
Today's high school students will be around 40 years old in 2050. They believe that if our generation doesn't make the effort today, they'll be the ones to suffer later. Given today's adolescents already have such strong convictions, we build a course to help them better understand what happens year after year at international climate conferences.
The course brings together speakers from 7 professional fields and translates dense climate science and net zero policy into language accessible to young people. Peng himself contributes as a policy architect, covering the global outlook and national strategy on climate change. National Taiwan Normal University Distinguished Professor Ye Xin-cheng, who studies climate literacy, will also contribute to the course, as well as 3 high school teachers from around Taiwan who specialize in climate change education and 2 members of the National Climate Change Committee. As the United Nations Climate Change Conference, or COP, produces new developments every year, Peng said the online course will be updated annually to keep pace with the latest international trends. Per the head of the Environment Ministry's Climate Change Administration, Wen Yuyong, the course was launched on Wednesday on the Education Ministry's free interactive learning platform. Students can log in via mobile phone, tablet or laptop, and within 2 weeks of completing the course and passing an online test, they will receive an electronic certificate. President Lai Ching-te on Wednesday marked the 15th anniversary of Japan's 3/11 Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami, which killed tens of thousands, by calling for deeper Taiwan-Japan disaster prevention cooperation. Lai said that Taiwan and Japan, both on the earthquake belt, share historical ties and strong people-to-people bonds. We must commemorate our departed friends and learn from the disaster, Lai said. He recalled Taiwan's rapid response in 2011 when people across political lines and sectors donated money and sent rescue teams within 72 hours. Lai noted that true friendship is revealed in times of adversity, highlighting Japan's aid during Taiwan's 9/21 earthquake in 1999, Typhoon Morakot in 2009, and the COVID-19 pandemic, including donations of supplies, funds, vaccines, and rescue teams. Lai expressed hope for enhanced collaboration in disaster prevention, humanitarian aid, and social resilience to make each other, quote, reliable partners, end quote. The Foreign Ministry cited polls showing that over 70% of people in both nations feel an affinity for each other. Bilateral trade hit $84.8 billion, with over 90 agreements signed since 1972, and more than 230 local exchange pacts. Post-pandemic visits and legislative exchanges reached record highs. Taiwan-Japan Relations Association Deputy Secretary General Lin Yu-hui said, "Therefore, we hope that future Taiwan-Japan relations can continue to develop steadily and achieve new successes on such a friendly basis." Additional ties include memoranda and research institute agreements on disaster prevention, as well as workshops through the Global Cooperation and Training Framework, or GCTF, platform. Taiwan's national baseball team flew back to Taoyuan International Airport this Wednesday, where more than 300 fans were waiting to cheer them on after they failed to advance in the World Baseball Classic, or WBC, in Japan and were eliminated. President Lai Ching-te stated that the characteristics of Taiwanese people were demonstrated in this year's WBC tournament: resilience and courage. Despite setbacks during the competition, he said, the team and the Taiwanese fans both gave it their all. Lai noted the familiar chant, quote, "Taiwan is brave," end quote, echoing from the Tokyo Dome, and expressed his intentions for the government to continue building a better environment for sports in Taiwan. Taiwan's Chinese Professional Baseball Leagues, or CPBL Commissioner and DPP Caucus Whip Tsai Chi-chang said Taiwan's performance moved the entire nation. In addition to existing prize money from the WBC, Tsai said the CPBL will award an additional $5 million NT, approximately $157,000 US, to thank the players and their hard work. The CPBL commissioner mentioned that he will also be stepping down from his position when his term ends next March. Regarding concerns about the potential unavailability of Team Taiwan merchandise if KMT legislator Hung Meng-kai is appointed as the next CPBL commissioner as rumoured, Tai urged the public not to jump to conclusions. He explained that the commissioner is chosen by the 6 team owners through joint consultations and an invitation process. A United States Navy P-8A Poseidon Maritime Patrol and Reconnaissance aircraft transited the Taiwan Strait in international airspace this Wednesday. The U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet said, quote, "This demonstrates the United States' commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific," end quote. Reuters reported that the 7th Fleet's statement read, quote, "By operating within the Taiwan Strait in accordance with international law, the United States upholds the navigational rights and freedoms of all nations," end quote. The flight comes ahead of President Donald Trump's planned visit to China later this month, with Washington and Beijing looking to stabilize ties after prolonged disputes regarding trade, technology, and Taiwan.
And that is it for This Week in Taiwan. My name is Eloise Phillips. If you want to know more about what's going on in Taiwan, visit our website at rti.org.tw/en. Until next time.
Hey, it's Michelle, your host of Geek Out, where you can listen in on people's passions in Taiwan and around the world every Thursday. What's your cup of tea, tickles your fancy, or floats your boat? Geek Out guests get up close and personal on topics from Dungeons & Dragons to mental health awareness to herpetology, and so much more. Thanks for listening to Radio Taiwan International. Check out Geek Out and a plethora of other awesome shows on the website at en.rti.org.tw. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. See you there!